Story time of my parents finding my diary. I'm 22 and I grew up with really strict parents. In the 9th grade, I had a diary where I would just write about my day, including my boy crushes. And then one day I couldn't find my diary. I figured I just misplaced it somewhere, it's fine, I'll find it. And then a few days later, my dad calls me out and he's literally standing there holding my diary. So he actually decided to read through it and he read an entry where I talked about how I walked by my boy crush and we said hi to each other. Let's just say he beat the shit out of me that day. He literally thought that because I said hi to my crush that I was sleeping with him. Anyways, they threatened to send me to boarding school. They grounded me for a month. Thank God they didn't actually send me away. But yeah, I got in trouble, was grounded for a month. Continue going to school, but let's just say I no longer write in a diary anymore. Guys, this story hit so deep for me because literally when I was 8 years old, I had this Barbie laptop, which it wasn't an actual laptop. You could just play games on it. And one was write a love letter. So in my little Barbie laptop, I would write love letters to this character on Animal Crossing. He was a squirrel. His name was Agent S. I just had the biggest crush on him. I was like, I want to get married. I want to have your kid. Anyway, so this Barbie laptop generated a love letter. So I copied that love letter down. I just wrote it on a piece of paper for some reason. My dad found that piece of paper, and when I explained to him that it was about a squirrel and whatever, blah, 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 I got in so much trouble. And that piece of paper was never thrown away. I think it got behind the couch or whatever. And then one day, a few years later, when I was 12 years old, my dad found it again. The same paper from before, and he got mad again. And I was like, I already got in trouble for this, but I got in trouble again because it reminded him of how mad he was and he was so annoyed seeing it. So I got in trouble for something I did 4 years ago.
All better buckle up because this one's a ride. One day when I was 11, my mom let me use her laptop so I can study for my classes and shit. I got so bored while studying, so I decided to go on some frisky websites. Until this ad popped up. It said, congratulations, you've won a free MacBook Pro. Click here to claim it. I thought, OMG, holy shit, I got a free laptop. Now I won't have to use my mom's and she won't have to save money to buy me one. So I clicked claim. It redirected me to a blank page and then everything went frozen. I couldn't click out of it or shut off the laptop and I started freaking out. Not because I thought something bad was happening. No, I was freaking out because I thought someone else was gonna claim the laptop before me. The camera started flashing indicating that it was turned on, and I started hysterically crying because I thought it meant that someone else claimed it. My mom heard me hyperventilating, so she ran into the room in a panic, and she found me slobbering on her laptop while the screen was blank. She ran over and hugged me and asked what's wrong, and that's when we heard a dark, low, demonic voice from the laptop say, we found you, before it shut off and wouldn't turn back on.
This is how Roblox made me want to be a white man as a child. Alright, so when I was a kid, I think I was 8 or 9, I used to play Roblox all the time. And on Roblox, you could have an avatar and you could be any color you want. So when I was a kid, I was black and bold. So of course, my character was black and bold. That's a very important fact that you need to know. So I went into this one game and it was a Titanic Simulator. So I'm playing the game and you had objectives that you needed to do or you would die. And there was this one dude just not doing anything. He was just standing there, basically letting us do all the work. So I think I said something like, yo, can you do something? And then we just started getting into an argument. Now I must have been cutting him up or something because he started resorting to saying, ooh, ooh, ah, ah, blackie, blackie. So I'm cutting him up, and then more kids started jumping in saying, ooh, ooh, ah, ah, blackie, blackie. Then they started jumping up and down saying, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Now, as a kid, I didn't know about racism, but I knew this wasn't right, and I was like, there's only one way to stop this. Because at this point, the whole server is calling me blackie, monkey, monkey, here's a banana. So I went out the game, went into character customization, turned my character white, and gave myself Justin Bieber hair, and it never happened again.
I will never, and I mean never, forget the time that we had a male sub in high school and a girl asked to go to the restroom and he said sure. So she grabbed something and he heard a wrapper and he was like, oh, if you're gonna eat candy, you can do it in here, but you have to share with everyone in the class. And she was like, what? And he was like, well, I heard the wrapper. And she whips out a tampon, shoves it in his face, and she goes, you want to share? Oh, girl.
That's all it for today. Bye, Brian.